Got to do a block and a half tonight.
My kids are starting day camp tomorrow. Like I said.
Well, I see Martrick is really in control when you hit that record button so quick.
There you go.
Oh,
Nothing quiets a crowd like everything you're saying being recorded.
Yeah. Okay, so let's chazal from yesterday, yeah? But you're right, we do have to do more than... Yeah, we got to do a little bit more.
right till 10:30.
What?
Till 10:30 tonight.
Can't hear you.
10:30 tonight.
10:30. Yeah. Looks like my minion is folding up outside already. Everybody's leaving the camp, this and that. All right.
Do we have a Ma'ariv tonight?
Yeah. It'll be Ma'ariv tonight. There should be Mincha Ma'ariv. Yeah, Shachas. I think. I don't know. We'll see.
Adi Badner's minions searching for people if you want to join those.
Maybe we just all got to hook up together.
Yeah. I think it's time.
Do they daven inside or outside?
No, outside. It's backyard. Plenty of room. They got like 3 backyards over there. Plenty of room.
Okay, so
Yossi, I have your Talis bag. It's in a box.
Oh, I definitely could use that.
It's only been 4 months. No one should ask any questions.
Okay, so Daf Yomi Gimel, yeah? Fine, let's go. So why teach that the halacha is like Lazar ben Yaakov? We said that the halacha shouldn't be zmiris. And the Mishnah is Machlokes with what to tie the bucket of a well. Rabbi Yehuda's rule is that any non-permanent knot is only also with Rabbanon. Machlokes if we say gezer from one type of rope to another, tying ropes to a cow and to the trough, right? We had a steer in that in Bryces, and we say pieces of loom are muksa or not because they don't normally get moved. And the next mission is folding linen on Shabbos, making the beds on Friday night for Shabbos day, but not for after Shabbos. Machlokes is the fats can be burned on Shabbos for Yom Kippur and vice versa. That's the Mishnah. We'll get back to that. And the Gemara says the restrictions of what types of clothing can be folded. It has to be brand new, and it has to be not brand new and white, and et cetera, et cetera. And then we said if you don't have Shabbos clothing, then at least lower your clothing so that it looks different for Shabbos. And then all these Surah D'Rabbanon, they make Shabbos look different. And then how to cross a large puddle on Shabbos, and then eating dirt on Shabbos, and then eating dirt above it. And then we're up, that's what we're up to. Just Agav, the Shulchan Aruch does, we were talking about not taking walks on Shabbos. So I don't know if I made it clear that if even jumping and running is allowed on Shabbos if you enjoy it. Okay? It's only a problem if you don't enjoy it. So that's why, so really, Me'ikar Adin, if somebody likes to take a power walk on Shabbos and they enjoy it, they got to enjoy it. Now, I don't know exactly how you define enjoying it, but if they enjoy it, then they would be allowed to do that. So kids running and jumping and all that, since they enjoy it, that's allowed on Shabbos. Okay, so we're going to start from...
Am I allowed to take a 3-mile walk on Shabbos if I don't enjoy it?
If you don't enjoy it, no.
3-mile walk to Bar Mitzvah. If I have
no,
to Bar Mitzvah in Woodman, and I don't enjoy it.
If it's for a Dvar Mitzvah, then you're allowed to. If it's for a Dvar Mitzvah, you're allowed to.
Is that a Dvar Mitzvah? Is it considered
that's a loaded question. Is a Bar Mitzvah a Dvar Mitzvah? I'm not going to tell somebody who works in a boys yeshiva what I think.
Depends how big the check is. It might be a Dvar Mitzvah, right?
Let's say you like doing exercise and you enjoy it.
Yes, and the Mishnah Berurah says it's okay. Mishnah Berurah says on that sim, he says it's okay. If you like exercise, then you're allowed to do it.
And can you run?
Run too. He says run too. As long as you enjoy it, you're allowed to. Shaila is if you get into the problem is keeping with the sugya shtigl is if you like if it's for refuah purposes, now you have already more of a problem. Right?
Well,
if you're running because that's refuah, what?
You're healthy. You like running. You like the way it feels. It releases all your endorphins. You feel good.
No, so that's fine. But if you were doing it for refuah purposes, then it might be an issue.
So I have my special Shabbos sticker running shorts.
Yeah, that you should have to do. Yes, if you're going to go running on Shabbos, you should have special shorts, 100%, and probably sneakers too. But for a different reason, not only for to wear special Shabbos clothes, because there's an isser to wear weekday clothing on Shabbos because you're going to forget that it's Shabbos. We're afraid that you're going to forget that it's Shabbos, having nothing to do with the covered Shabbos angle of it. Okay, so let's go. So, Amar Rav Elazar, Elu begadim. No, I'm sorry. 10 l'chacham v'yachkem oid. That's around 12, 13 lines when the wide lines down. Right? It says, give it to a chacham. Oh, Dovi Langer, welcome from the country. Yeah. So, right, it says 10 l'chacham v'yachkem oid. It says, give to a chacham and he'll one up you on the chacham. Amar Rav Elazar, Zu Rus HaMayaviyah v'Shmuel HaRamasi. This is Rus HaMayaviyah and Shmuel HaRamasi. Rus Dilu Naomi Kamrala V'Rachatza B'Sachta B'Samta Simlei Sayach Alayach V'Yirad Dagayrin. So Naomi told Rus when she was going to go down to try and get Boaz, so she said, wash yourself up and get yourself all made up and then go down. V'ilu B'Didah, but what did she do L'Maisa? V'ilu B'Didah Ksiv Ateret Hagayrin V'Hadar V'Tas. First, she went down to the Gairin, then she went and did everything that her mother-in-law told her. Meaning, she was afraid that they're going to think she's a Zaina if she comes. If the first time she makes an appearance in the fields, she's all dressed up, they're just going to think she's a Zaina. So she went down first. Everybody saw her in her regular clothing. Then she went home and came back and listened to her mother-in-law. Okay, that's one. Shmuel, Dilu Eli, Shmuel, Eli, Kamerle, Shachav, Vayimikra Alecha, V'amartad. Right, so what the story there was that Shmuel kept hearing voices and it said Hashem is talking to him and he didn't know what to do about it. And it happened a few times, so he went to Eli and Eli told him, no, go to sleep, and if it calls, and if Hashem calls your name, say yes, what do you want from me? So that's what he told him to do. Hashem came and he stood there, and he read, he's called Kapam Bapam, which means, I'm sorry, I'll stop in the middle of the puzzle. Vayav Hashem, and Hashem came, Vayisyatzev, and he stood up, Vayikra Kapam Bapam, and he stood and called the same way he did before. Shmuel, he said Shmuel, Vayam Shmuel, Daber Ki Shemei Avdecha, speak because your servant is listening to you. V'lo Amar Dvar Hashem. He didn't say speak Hashem, which is what Elia told him to say, speak Hashem. And he didn't want to because he was afraid maybe Rutaka wasn't Hashem's name. So he didn't want to say that until he really realized that it was Hashem. Okay, so, my kasha on this, which I'm sure I didn't look into it, but the thing that I don't understand is that if Eli, he's the Gadol Ador, right, told Shmuel to do something, and he didn't listen, he did it his own way. Right, so is that called not listening to Das Torah? I know this is a loaded question, but I'm saying that we're praising them that you tell a chacham something and he'll take it and run with it and be smart. Shmuel smarter than Eli, right? Okay, Rus with her mother-in-law. Okay, it's a mother-in-law. A lot of daughters-in-law think they're smarter than the mother-in-law, right? but with Shmuel and Eli, I don't understand it. Okay, and
Shmuel was the one who was also Meir Allah Lifnei Rabbi by Eli too.
Correct. So you're saying he had. So what are you saying with that? I don't know what you're saying with that. Okay. Okay. Don't say.
See that by B'Tzal the same thing with Moshe Rabbeinu.
And a chanami. So I don't understand. In our society, where
it's similar to a school asking Das Torah, and Das Torah gives them an answer. And now they got to circumvent it with a technicality. No.
Okay, but that's that's sort of what I'm getting at. But yeah, I don't know at what point do you say you got to listen to every word of the Das Torah or not?
How old was Eli and how old was Shmuel?
I don't know. Shmuel was a little kid when he first started with Eli.
Shmuel was 2 when he was Meir Allah Lifnei Rabbi.
Right, but I think this happened later.
He's Meir Allah if he's 2 years old. He's not Meir Allah. Huh?
Well, the Gemara says he was.
The Gemara said, well, he wasn't really Meir Allah. Okay, where the Gemara calls it
like that.
Yeah, the Gemara calls it that. Yeah, the Gemara was. Like where is that Gemara? Is that Barachas or in Shabbos?
I don't remember. It's in a few of them.
Anyways, okay, let's go back to because we got a lot to do. Yeah. Anyway, so now the Gemara goes through all the story with Rus and Boaz. Not the whole story, but part of it. She came and she went. She went and she came. Vatalake Basad, and she went to gather in the field. Amar Rebbe Lazar Shaholchu Basa. She went and she came. Holchu Bas Ad Shemotza B'nei Adam Hamuganim Leila Chimon. She went back and forth until she found proper people to go with them. Right? Meaning she wanted to have good company. And Boaz said to the young guy who was standing over the people gathering in the field, who does this woman belong to? Does it Boaz is the derech of Boaz to go asking about girls? He saw something very smart about her. Shnei shiboilin lakta, shloisha shiboilin eina lakta. 2 shiboilin she took. 3 she did not take, because that's the halacha. Leket, which is something that gets forgotten in the field. So the halacha is, at least according to one shita, that 2 is considered leket, and the person, meaning if the owner of the field bypasses 2, so then you're allowed to take it. 3 though, we say that he's coming back for it. So she knew this halacha. So he was asking about who is this girl who's educated. The Masnisa Tana, maybe you want to know what seminary she went to or something. The Masnisa Tana, right, in the Bryce it says, Dvar Tznius Rabba, he saw something tznius about her. I met this Muhammad, right? The stalks that were still standing, she did standing up. Neiflis Meyushav. And the ones that were falling on the ground, she did it sitting down, right? Instead of bending over, so that's more tznius, right? Ask any Beis Yaakov girl, they love preaching this stuff in high school. Yeah, and so, and you should stay here with the girls. Right? Is Boaz hanging out with women? Since he saw that she, meaning Arpa, her mother-in-law, kissed her mother-in-law and left. But Rus stayed with her. So Mamela Amar Shari Ladvuga, it must be that it's mutter for me to attach myself to her, meaning to marry her, because clearly they must have a good gerus. Right, and then he said to her, but the time to eat, he says, come over here and stay here. He was telling her basically that Malchus Beistav is going to come out of you. The Siv Bei Haloim, because it says it says there the word Haloim, right, which means here. Shenemar Vayavi Melech David Vayashav Bnei Hashem Vayar Mi'anachi Daini Hashem Umi basically Yevesim Ad Haloim, right? The Tavalta Pitecha B'chaimitz, and dip your bread into vinegar. Amar Rabbi Lazar Mikan Shachaimitz Yafa L'Sherev. We see from here that vinegar is very good for hot weather. I mean, if you have vinegar, that cools you off. I don't know if anybody had that by their barbecues today. Anybody had vinegar? That's what the Gemara is saying. Shmuel Bar Nachmani Amar Ramaz Law. He was being miramas to her. Asid Ben Lotzis Mimech Shemais of Koshin Kachaimitz. There's a son that's going to come out of you whose actions are going to be like vinegar, difficult like vinegar. Romano, who is that? Menashe. Right? Menashe was bad, so he was trying to tell that Menashe is going to come at her just like vinegar. And she sat on the side of next to the kaitzrim, next to the other people gathering. She stood to the side of kaitzrim and not amongst the kaitzrim. He was trying to be miramis to her that the Malchus Beisov is going to split, right? Because that's what ended up happening with Malchus Beisov. It ended up splitting. And he
was
handed
Boaz a Navi?
Sure seems like it, according to this Gemara, no? I don't know if these are drushes or this means that this was actually his mamash's intention. From the Gemara, you're right. It's mashma that he had some sort of nevius. Yeah, anachanami. And he gave her burnt, cooked, not cooked, burnt, roasted grain. She ate. She ate in the days of David, and she'll be satisfied in the days of Shlomo. And it'll be left over in the days of Chizkiah, right? Meaning that's how rich everything is going to be. That's how much money. She ate in the days of David and Shlomo, but Tispa b'mei Chizkiah, and she was satisfied in the days of Chizkiah, but Taisa b'mei Rebbe, and was left over as mei Rebbe, meaning that the money lasted even further down. Right? The Amar, further generations. The Amar, Ahoridia, Ahoriria, the Rebbe who also Mishvar Malka. The guy in charge of the horses by Rebbe was richer than Shvar Malka. Yeah, because right, what does Rashi say here? Where is it? I can't find the Rashi now. Okay. Yeah, so Rashi's Mamuna al Susim. Yeah, okay. He was the guy in charge of Susim. Yeah, I don't know. I can't find it. Okay, fine. We're going to run late. Anyways, she's going to eat in this world, and she's going to be satisfied in Masa Mashiach, and there's going to be left over in the loss of love. Yeah? That means that they're going to always be very successful in all generations. Okay, fine. Now we continue. V'tachas k'faydai yakad yokod yekad yekad kikod eish. Right? And under his covered, it'll be fire. There'll be fire burning like a flame burning like a fire. Right? That means under is covered, but not his covered mamash. So again, like we said on Amud Aleph, covered is referring to clothing. So this is talking about by Sancherev. So his punishment is all his army got burned, but the clothing did not get burned. Rabbi Yochanan calls clothing, right? That's what we had on Amud Aleph. He called clothing something that's covered. That shows covered. It means that it will be that he's gonna they're gonna be mamish burned. But Shmuel bar Nachmani Amar Tachas Koydei Kisreivas B'nei Aaron. They're gonna be burned like we had a couple of weeks ago in the Sreivas B'nei Aaron. Malal and Sreivas Neshama B'Guf Kayim. There, right? Their neshama burned, but the guf, their body lasted. Avkan Sreivas Neshama B'Guf Kayim. So the Sreivas Neshama and the guf was Kayim. Omar Rav Acha Bar Abba Omar Rav Yochanan. Minayin the shina begadim and the shnuye begadim and Torah. How do you know that you're supposed to change? That changing your clothing is from the Torah. Meaning, doesn't mean from the Torah. Doesn't mean it's the Raisa. But how do you know that there's such a concept of changing your clothing? He took off his clothing and he wore other clothing. Right. This is when the Kohen Gadol took out the Chumas Adeshet. So he changed his clothing. Right? What did he do? What do we learn from this? The clothing that you cook, the food for your master, you should not serve him with it. Right? We had this, I don't remember where, we had it a bunch of blot ago. Right?
I mean, that's what that we see by Yaakov and Yitzchak. That he changed up his begodim, right? Didn't he change his begodim
when he came, yeah, very good. That's a good sushtel talk. Yeah. Amar Rav Chia bar Abba, Amar Rav Yochanan, G'nayu l'Talmud Chacham sheyetzim b'menalim ha'matulayim l'shuk. It's a negative thing for the Talmud Chacham to go out with shoes that have patches on them to the shuk. Rav Acha bar Chanina Nofik, Rav Acha bar Chanina went out with them. Amar Rav Acha brei Rav Nachman Talay al Gavi Talay. That was with a patch on top of a patch, right? But stam one patch, that would be okay. Meaning, what we're talking about, a patch on top of a patch. Well, one patch is okay. Okay, I don't understand that exactly either. One patch on top of another patch. I mean, what's a patch is a patch. It's not so nice. Okay. Any Talmud Chacham that you find a stain on his beged, he's chayav misa. That's pretty heavy. Shenevar kol misanei oivai. All those who hate me, right? Like death. I'll tikri misanoi. Don't say it's misanoi. If you hate me, ella masni'i, right? It's going to cause people to hate me. Meaning, if the Talmud Chacham wears clothing that's dirty, so then he's going to end up causing people to hate Talmud Chacham. Ravina Amar Reved Itmar, right? Ravina says it was a stain of zera. Meaning, so one is saying it's a regular stain, and one is taking the stain of zera, right? And it's no machlokes. One is talking about the glima is like a shirt or a jacket. Habalevusha, one is talking about, the glima is a jacket, and habalevusha, one's talking about a shirt, right? Meaning, if you have a stain on your shirt, it's not so bad. It's only a stain on a jacket that's worse because everybody sees the jacket much more than they're going to see the shirt.
They used to wear jackets in those days.
It seems like they wore some sort of upper garment. I don't know if it was a jacket or if it was like a robe or something. Probably
maybe
a robe.
Maybe like the Pakistanis. The Pakistanis wear a jacket on top of their robe.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. But did they have that back then?
Yeah.
Maybe it might also be some sort of robe.
Jacob, I thought you were going to say this is the riot to the frock.
We said that yesterday, no? With the
You're
frock.
right. Yeah.
No, but I thought it was a riot. So I thought you were going to say it's a riot that you have to wear a jacket to davening or something. I thought that's where you were headed, Aaron. Oh, no wonder you didn't say anything. Okay. We're not going down that road.
I'm out on that one. I'm out.
I know. That's what I was wondering if you'd be a riot to that. Okay. Yeah. That my Eved Yeshayahu went naked and barefoot. How could that be? Right? If you touch that literally, that's not exact. That's a design. So Aram begadim beluim v'yachav b'menalim. He went with begadim that were worn out and with patched up shoes. It's not awesome. Revev ala mardeya chaytzitz. If you have what's it called, a mardeya? We had that way back when with the animals. A mardeya is a saddle, right? If you have a stain on a saddle,
says lav dafka.
Who says?
The Mashal says lav dafka.
Lav dafka on what?
What do you
mean, lav dafka?
It's not true. It doesn't mean that.
The Gemara is saying that it's not true. The Gemara is saying it means the Mashal is saying lav dafka on lav dafka that his clothing was stained.
No, you can't understand it as meaning Aram v'yachav, naked and barefoot.
Oh, okay. But all right, I understood. Okay, I hear.
What?
I'm saying that's really what the Gemara is saying. Yeah. Okay, so let's see. So Tanan Hasam Revev al Mardeya Chaytzitz. If you have a Revev, like a stain on a Mardeya, on what do we say it, on a saddle, right? It's a Chatzitza. Rav Shimon Galil Omer Ad Ki Iser Atalki. It has to be the side. Can you please? Up until the Iser Atalki. Sorry about that. A lot of kids running around here, right? Ad Iser.
The COVID days are over.
So not your kids. Ad Ki Iser Atalki. It has to be the size of an Iser or a Talki. But on a beged, if it has a stain on one side, it's chaytzitz. On both sides, if you have a stain on one side and it doesn't go through, then it's not chaytzitz. If it goes through both sides, then it is chaytzitz. Even from one side, it's going to be a chatzitza. Fine. Mardas is from one side or from two sides, meaning the Mardas doesn't differentiate. By a shirt it differentiates, by the saddle it doesn't, right? So what's the story? Amalei Zula Shamati. Again, another time, this is like the third time in the last week, we had this memory of Zula Shamati. I never heard. Kiyotze Bashamati, I heard something similar. The Tan Rabbi Yossi Amar Kol Shal Banoyin, right? The Banoyin, which we're going to see what that means, right? And the Gemara is going to discuss what it means. Mitzad echor, v'shel bur, mishnetz on them. But on a bur, it's on both sides. The loitei mardas chashuv bigda shel amaretz, and a mardas shouldn't be any more chashuv than a beged of amaretz. Fine. So that's so. So if we're saying that an amaretz it's both sides, so then for sure on a Talmud chacham it's also going to be both sides. My banoin, what is banoin? Amar Rabbi Yochanan elu Talmidei chachamim. Banoim means Talmidei chachamim, right? So therefore, what? So since a Talmud chacham wants to look neat, right? So therefore, so a stain even on one side is a problem. Well, even though that's really a steer to other Gemaras in Shas, where it says that Talmidei chachamim clothing gets worn down and they don't have time to change. Is that what you would say?
No, I wanted to say, if you some Talmidei chachamim, you could see them. Their clothes are dirty, but they're neat. You see in Eretz Yisrael, when they have no money, they don't change their clothes, but they're neat, even though the hat is dirty. But they're neat. I don't know how to.
I hear.
The Gemara said in brachas though because it's from the shadim, no?
The shadim rub out their clothing.
Yeah, didn't we have holes in the knees and stuff, patches?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. And a chonami, so you got to be neat. Yeah, I think that's you have to be neat, even if you have cheap old clothing. Doesn't mean you have to buy expensive clothing. At least some yeshivas hold you have to buy expensive clothing, but right, just you got to be neat. What? How do you define a Talmud chacham that you give him an aveda back with tfias ayin? Meaning, normally, if you want to return a lost object to somebody, he's got to give you a siman. But a Talmud chacham doesn't. A Talmud chacham, as long as a Talmud chacham goes over to you and says he recognizes this item that it belongs to him, you give it to him. How do you define Talmud chacham? He's makbid on his clothing to flip it. Meaning, if he's wearing his clothing inside out, so that's unbecoming to wear it inside out because you see the seams. So he's makbid to make sure he doesn't wear his clothing inside out. Okay, that's a pretty easy way to be. That's an easy way to be a Talmud chacham right there. I'll take that any day. Right.
I read once where one of Shach was speaking about the changing your clothing before. He used to turn his clothing inside out for Shabbos. When he was like running and hiding from the Nazis during World War II.
I've heard that people used to do that. I don't know. It was with Shach. I hear. But what do you do with this? What do you do? So what do you do with this?
Don't know. But that's what the Gemara said earlier. You have to make even if you don't have a change in it.
Right.
Right. I think he was in a situation where he only had one set of clothing, so that was it. What was he supposed to do?
Right. Yeah.
Most people are not in that situation.
Nowadays, you hope, right? Yeah. Okay. Who is the Talmud Chacham that you appoint him as a Parnas al Tzibur? Now, I don't think Parnas here means a Parnas like he's giving Parnasa to the Tzibur. I think it means he becomes a leader. It's where he asks him a dvar halacha b'chol makom, and he can say it. Even a Masechta Kala, right, which is a small Masechta, and has all sorts of interesting things. Yeah. Now, what's interesting is we got a few Gemaras where they asked Shilas to some pretty big Gedolim, and they said they don't know. Zush lo shamati. Right? So I don't know exactly how you understand that. Fine. Who's the Talmud Chacham that the people from the city are required to do his work for him, meaning they have to help support him? That's somebody who puts his own things on the side, and he's always icing the Chetz Shemayim. That's only to be matriach him for bread, right? Meaning for food, right? But other than that, you don't have to. Rabbi Yochanan said, well, a Talmud Chacham is if you ask him in any halacha in any place and he says, what's the difference? Why you call him a Talmud Chacham? Because if he can answer in any place, then you appoint him as a leader on the tzibur. Right? If he knows it in one Masechta, then he could be the rabbi in the town. And if he knows all over Shas, then he could actually become a Rosh Hashiva.
Could it be this lashon of Va'imra? You ask a chacham a shayla Va'imra, and he says it. It means that he says whatever the answer is. Sometimes the answer is I don't know.
That's a starker word you're saying over there. I hear. Saying I don't know is part of it.
What if they say that's a stupid question, or we don't ask those types of questions?
That's not a good answer.
No.
Right.
Sometimes the answer is I don't know, but yelling back at the guy who asks you're a moron is never a good answer.
So Yaakov, we can refer back to text messages here to see what's what.
True. Yeah.
What is he asking?
No, he's saying that maybe saying I don't know. Say it. What are you saying, Gersh?
saying that sometimes the answer to a question is I don't know.
That is meaning. It doesn't mean you don't know. Meaning you don't know.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't know is the proper answer. Sometimes I don't know is the proper answer. That's what he's saying.
Didn't Rashi say that once or twice?
Rashi says a few times.
Yeah.
A few times Rashi says, I don't know. I just don't have pshat. Yeah. But I tell guys, sometimes when I give a shir to Shifrak with Koil or whatever it is, and we're trying to go through a sugi, I say there's two types of I don't know. There's one is I don't know, meaning I have no idea what's coming or going. And there's another I don't know, which is I know what I don't know. Right? So it's a different madrega. So being able to say I know what I don't know, I'm clear what I'm unclear about. Right? That's already a madrega in the sugya to know what I know.
That's a big mile. That's a big mile to be able to say such a thing.
Correct.
Okay, you're holding chapel. Okay.
like Lamashal, the Refuah Gemaras from last week. I don't know. Finished. I don't have any clue. I don't know what's coming or going. Right? That's not a good I don't know. Right? Then there's an okay, I have a kasha. I don't know. Very good. Okay, it's a good word. Okay. Rav Shimon ben Lakish Elu Kalim ha'elurian habayim in Medina Sayyam. These are the kalim of the bath attendants that come from Medina Sayyam, which is the one-sided stain, because they have chashivas. They need to. People are not interested in seeing stains when they come to the bathhouse. The Meir de Chivari Nenu. Do you say that all the clothing that the robes and all that they have in the baths is white? Don't bury me not in white kalim and not in black kalim, meaning clothing. Levanim shema le'askara, levanim shema le'askara, ve'yekechasim ben avelim. I'm not askara, eske. I'm not going to be zoiche, so therefore I'm going to come up there in white, and everybody around me is going to be in black. Shchayrim shema eske ve'yeka'avol ben chasanim. And don't put me in black, tachrichin, because maybe I'll be like an oval between chasanim. Ela b'kelim holier. Just put me in kalim that are colored. Habayim medina sayam. Alma samke. So you see now, samke really means red. So whatever it is, you see that the kalim of Olyorin were not white. Like kasha habeglime habelevushe, sort of what we said before. One is talking about the upper garments. I guess I said jacket, but you're right, probably more like a robe. And habelevushe, and one is talking about to the regular levush that they wore. Right? So that's what it is. Yeah, I've always been tinding that the mikveh here. I don't know why the mikvahs for the noshim have white robes. It's beyond me. Sometimes there are shilas. If they wouldn't be wearing white robes, they wouldn't have a shilah. But supposedly it would change. I don't know. I'm not getting into politics or whatever. I don't understand why they have white. For the men, who cares? But for the noshim, why? If they're not in Shiva Nekiyim anymore when they're toivel, it's past Shiva Nekiyim. It's a night already. Right? There's no reason to have anything white. Not that you need white towels anyways in Shiva Nekiyim. But whatever it is, our bathhouses do have white. That's zikr. Okay, fine. A different subject for a different time. Okay, Toner Rabbanon.
What is suggesting? What color?
Any color, not white.
It's cheaper, that's all.
Your Daf Yomi, you should donate robes.
No, I heard that they got. I don't know. I never followed up. I heard that they changed it, but I don't know. Yeah. Okay.
You're saying on the towels and the robes?
Towels and the robes, yes. Yeah.
Pasha says it's cheaper, that's all.
I don't doubt it, and I don't blame them. I have no problem with that. Yeah. Okay. Tanrabanan, oila Shabbos b'Shabbos. Right? You're supposed to bring a carbon oila on Shabbos. Limit al chelbe Shabbos shekayim v'yom Kippurim. So what's that pasuk telling you? That, like we saw in the Mishnah, that you're allowed to bring the fats of Shabbos. You can bring Yom Kippur. Yachal av sheyom Kippur b'Shabbos. So you would think that the fats from Yom Kippur you could even bring on Shabbos. Talmidei b'Shabbatoi. Right? It says in its own Shabbos. Right? Divrei Rabbi Shmuel. That's sheet of Rabbi Shmuel. Rabbi Kiva Aimer oila Shabbos v'Shabbat limit al chelbe Shabbos shekayim v'yom Tiv. It tells you that not having nothing to do with Yom Kippur, it has to do with Yom Tiv, that the chaylev of Shabbos can be brought on Yom Tiv. Meaning if Yom Tiv is on a Sunday, so the fats left over from Shabbos, you can be makriv it on Yom Tiv. Yachal af Yom Kippur, and you would think that you would be able to do it on Yom Kippur. Talmidei b'Shabbatoi. It says b'Shabbatoi. So now we're going to explain it. Rabbi Yishmael and the Darim and the Davos Karim b'Yom Tiv. According to Rabbi Yishmael, carbon nedarim and nedavas can be brought on Yom Tiv, meaning it's basically, are you allowed to bring voluntary karbonos on Yom Tov? Right? So Nadarim and Nadavas don't have to be brought on Yom Tov. Right? They could be brought anytime. So the question is, do you allow them or not? So Rabbi Shmuel holds you're allowed to bring them on Yom Tov. So since you're allowed to bring them on Yom Tov, so there's no chiddush that you can burn fats on Yom Tov. So you need the pasuk for Yom Kippur. The Rabbi Kiva and Nadarim and Nadavas ain't craving Yom Tov. That you can't bring Nadarim and Nadavas on Yom Tov. It's called the Mishra Yom Tov. And the pasuk, therefore, the pasuk needs to tell you that fats that are not meant to be brought on Yom Tov can be brought on Yom Tov. Amar Rav Zera, yeah. So Amar Rav Zera now on our base. Ki avina beBavel, right? When we were in Bavel, right? Hava Amri, we used to say, Hadatani Yom Kippur Shechalias Erev Shabbos Lo Yahu Taikin, U'Mitzvah Shabbos Lo Yahu Mavdilin, Tivrei Akoli. Right? When we were in Bavel, we used to say, now again, this is when Yom Kippur is falling out on a Friday, right? Yom Kippur falls out on Erev Shabbos. So Stamazay, let's take it just as Hakdama. When Yom Tov falls out on a Friday, do we make Havdalah and Kiddush? Meaning Kiddush Friday night, because it's Yom Tov, then Shabbos. So we don't. The reason is because we're going up in Kedusha. We're going from Yom Tov is one level Kedusha, Shabbos is another. But when Yom Tov is on a Sunday, Motzei Shabbos Sunday, then you do make Havdalah and Kiddush because you're going down in the Kedusha. Right? So what about if it's Yom Kippur on a Friday and then Shabbos? Right? So is Yom Kippur and Shabbos equivalent of Kedusha, lesser Kedusha, more Kedusha? Right, so it doesn't happen. We discussed it last night. It doesn't happen. But this is talking about before they set the calendar.
No, but even before I think they set the calendar, it never happened.
Maybe it never happened, but it was possible to happen.
Well, I thought they said because you could never have 2 days in a row.
You could find this out with Gershon because you could find this out with Gershon. We had this fight last night. The Pashtus was, what did you say, Reb David? You said it was from the Art Scroll. Said this is talking about before. The Art Scroll came and bailed us out and said this is going before the Hillel's calendar.
But I'll tell you, even before Hillel, it never came out.
It could be, but it was potentially, it could have been. From this Amud, this whole Amud is about it.
I mean, I'm reading from the Art Scroll from yesterday. Prior to the adoption of the present fixed calendar, it was possible for Yom Kippur to occur immediately preceding or following the Shabbos, meaning on a Friday or a Sunday. Whether it actually happened, it doesn't say that.
Right, I hear. Right, so there you go. So it's possible. Yeah? Okay, so anyway, so again, Ki Avina beBavel, Hava Amri, we
never had it on a Sunday either. Yom Kippur never falls down on a Sunday.
Right, the same. Right.
For the same reason.
We're talking before Hillel said
right, so it's before.
It can come out every day. Because you go according to the way the Moilid happened.
No, but there's a Gemara.
It's totally in the Eidim. It's totally in the Eidim.
But there's a Gemara that learns it out from Psukim that you can't have 2 days of Shabbos in a row.
Yeah. But that's fine. But in the Metzias, it could happen. It could happen. Yeah? Otherwise, I don't understand how you understand this whole Gemara. Yeah? Okay, anyway. So, Ki Avina beBavel Hava Amri used to say, Hadatan Yom Kippur Shechalias Erev Shabbos Lo Yahu Taikin. So when Yom Kippur fell on an Erev Shabbos, they did not do Tekiah. Right? But Motzei Shabbos Lo Yahu Mavdilin. And if it falls out on Motzei Shabbos, they didn't do Avdallah. Divrei Akoli, that was according to everybody. Ki Salikna La'asam. We went up to there, meaning to Eretz Yisrael. Ashkechesel Yehuda Brei Rav Shimon ben Pazi, the Yosef Akama Rabbi Kiva. The Rabbi Shmuel, it must be Rabbi Kiva from the Machlokes we just said about being makrib the fats on Yom Kippur. The Rabbi Shmuel, Kivan Domer Chelve Shabbos Kraven b'Yom Kippurim, because if it's going according to Rabbi Shmuel, who says that the fats that are left over from Karbonos on Shabbos can be brought on Yom Kippur, Liska, you should be Tekeya, Shabbos Kraven b'Yom Kippurim, so that you should know that the Chelav of Shabbos can be brought on Yom Kippur. Now again, we said it as a mashal for Avdallah, but here we're talking about blowing a shofar, right? To let you know, right? We had before, and the Gemara is going to discuss it in a minute, we had that they blow a shofar to tell you when to stop doing malacha on Erev Shabbos, right? There were 3 different blowing of the shofars. So here, so you can't bring the fats on Shabbos. Can you bring the fats on Yom Kippur? So saying you should blow the shofar so that you know that now you can be makriv the fats on Yom Kippur, right? Yes.
When is this blowing? Erev Yom Kippur or Erev Shabbos?
When is this blowing?
Erev Shabbos.
When is this blowing? 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 When
Well, you're gonna blow on matzah, no?
Matzah. The blowing for what?
To let you know
when it's Shabbos.
To let you, yeah.
So how?
No, to let you know when it's Yom Kippur.
So, wait, Yom Kippur Shechal Liyas Erev Shabbos.
We're talking about this. Talking about both. We're going both ways.
The Brisa says two different things. The Tkiyas are when it's on Erev Shabbos, and when Yom Kippur is on Mitzvah Shabbos, Lo Yom Avdilin.
Correct.
And now all of a sudden, it's backwards.
It is, because what we're looking to do is we're looking to show to kohanim the way it's normally going to be done.
Yeah, but it's not a kasha Rabbi Yishmael or Rabbi Akiva.
It's not a kasha. We're just saying if you're going to go like Rabbi Yishmael, it has to be like Rabbi Akiva, because if you're going to like Rabbi Yishmael, then there is a difference between Yom Kippur and Shabbos, in which case meaning they don't have the same kedusha. That's really the Gemara's point. They don't have the same kedusha
when it's after Shabbos.
What?
That would only be negay when Yom Kippur is after Shabbos. The lashon of the Brisa is when it's before Shabbos. So how can we say it must be Rabbi Akiva? Because if it's Rabbi Shmuel. No, the words of the Brisa.
You're going to blow the shofar between Yom Kippur and Shabbos.
But that can't tell me that you're not craving a Chelbei Shabbos on Yom Kippur before Shabbos started.
No, you want to let them know that that's what's going to be.
When? Next year?
That's we're going to get to that. Yeah, that's going to be right in the Gemara. Yes, that we don't do it. Yeah.
We don't do it. I'm very confused.
It's a confusing Amud.
To let them know about a future year.
Yes.
That's what Rashi says. Rashi's saying it.
Let's see a little weiter. Hopefully we'll get this.
But that's now, what's wrong with kohanim blowing shofar?
No, it's a shvus to blow a shofar.
In the Beis Hamikdash, it was mutter anyway.
What, shvus in the Beis Hamikdash? I don't know if I'm meant to be blowing it in the Beis Hamikdash. We're blowing it for everybody. We're blowing the regular shofar, that was the regular horn that sounded on Erev Shabbos.
I mean, so kohanim's reason is saying, okay, fine.
That's what I'm saying. But Aminallah, no, kohanim's reason ain't. What do kohanim need? Kohanim know these things. There's reason. Do we say that we're going to get back to it? This is just agav. Do we say that kohanim has reason? But not shalosh lahavdil melacha. There was 3 tkiyas to stop everybody from doing melacha. Shalosh lahavdil ben kodesh l'chol, and 3 to be malad ben kodesh l'chol. Kadamar Abaye l'shar Amud Yerushalayim. So that was talking about for the rest of Yerushalayim. Hachanami l'shar Amud Yerushalayim. This is also talking about for the rest of Yerushalayim, not for the kohanim. V'liska ki hechad delayed the shari v'knivas yerek min hamincha lamala. Why don't we say that you blow the shofar, because there's this din that you're allowed to cut up vegetables on Yom Kippur for Matzah Yom Kippur, right? So why don't we say that you blow the shofar so that people will know that it's not Shabbos, right? And Yom Kippur is a different halacha. Shabbos, you're not allowed to cut up vegetables for after Shabbos. But Yom Kippur, we're going to see weiter, they had a special din where they allow you to do it, because it's going to really cause you to get agitated that you can't eat. Because if you're cutting up vegetables, then you're really going to be not unhappy that you could eat. Now, I know this on vegetables is not going to apply nowadays.
What does that mean? Yaakov, that means vegetables? That means you can also set the table.
I don't know. It
means you can ice up the Molsons, Aaron.
That's sort of right. To nowadays, that would be like get the schnapps rolling and the beers or whatever, the cigarettes. Well, I don't know, cigarettes. Maybe that's.
I'm asking you. You allowed to set the table on?
No, we don't. We don't do like this anymore. But that's what the Gemara is saying. So why don't you make the tekiah in order to do that? So Amar Rav Yosef, because we're not doicha shvus. Again, it's to blow a shofar is a shvus. It's an issa d'Rabbanan. So we only do that in order to tell you to stay away from doing yisurim. We don't do that to tell you, something is mutter. That much, meaning we're afraid that you're going to do an isser. So therefore we want to blow a shofar to let everybody know, don't do an isser. But to blow a shofar, to let people know, oh, by the way, you can cut vegetables. If they don't cut vegetables, it won't be the end of the world. Right? So we don't need to do a reminder for that. No, they're only going to allow a shvus for something that's going to be korav, meaning that's going to take place that day. But for the shvus rechaika, which is to let them know that next year it's going to be allowed, that we don't allow. But that we're not going to do. Shvus kroiva etiru. Do we allow blowing for a shvus kroiva? But Yom Tov shechali ezer Shabbos. If Yom Tov falls on a Friday, taikin b'lei mavdilin. You do this is what we're discussing before. You do the tekiah, but you don't make havdalah, right? Because there's no havdalah between Yom Tov and Shabbos. Motzei Shabbos mavdilin b'lei taikin. But if Yom Tov falls on a Motzei Shabbos, then you do havdalah because it's less of a kedusha. But we don't blow the shofar. Why don't you blow the shofar to let everybody know that you're allowed to shecht now, right? Shabbos, you're not allowed to shecht. Motzei Shabbos, that's Yom Tov, you are allowed to shecht. So you see that they don't even blow, even for a shvus kroiva. The pshat is like Rav Yosef, that we're only going to blow for something. What would Rav Yosef? We only blow to take you away from Issa. We don't blow in order to allow things.
What were they going to do? Blow shofar Motzei Shabbos to tell them it's Yom Tov?
Yes, another blow shofar.
In this,
right. So that's right. It's an interesting thing that the Gemara is trying to say. Blow shofar. It seems like that was the way they communicated. Instead of announcing in shul, don't forget to make erev tafshilin. Don't forget.
But why did they made havdalah? So I knew it wasn't Shabbos. It was Yom Tov. What is the big deal?
And a chanami, but they used to do the tekiyas to let people know that there's a new din changing. That's the way I understand it. So meaning to let everybody know that in the town that there's a new din. So what the Gemara wants to say, why don't you blow shofar so that everybody knows that now you can shecht because it's Yom Tov. So the Gemara is basically saying we only blow shofar to take people away from doing isurim, not to tell them like now you're allowed to do things. Yeah. Okay, I guess let's stop here. I thought we finished the parak. We'll stop here. All right. I'll go to now. Yeah. Gershon, this whole Gemara seems to be backwards. It's really going on the next year. I wish we had time to go over it properly.
Now we're saying it's not rechaika, only kraiva. Oh no, that we came off. No, that we came off.
We wanted to say that, but then we yeah. No, I understand what's bothering me. Meaning it's a whole asik that it's for next year for the kohanim.
Yeah.
Which Rashi is it? Look at the Rashi, the Rav Yishmael. I gotta go down my but look at Rashi, the Rav Yishmael. See it?
Yeah.
So keep the Kyle Yom Kippur Mishabbos. Liska lahavto me mehakriv chelba Yom Kippur b'Shabbos. Right? They should blow to be mevatel them from being makriv on the Yom Kippur on Shabbos. With here's Yavinu. What?
Yeah. That would be l'kuli alma. Everyone knows you can't be makriv Yom Kippur and Shabbos.
Yom hakal ukashayachol Yom Kippur b'matzah Shabbos v'lo yisku yedu shemutalah. I mean, they have to be lamdanim. They have to say, okay, 1 second. Last year they blow. This year they didn't blow, so it must be that there's something different.
I know Taka is for this year. It's not to tell you anything about next year. It's to tell me this year that it's mutter.
Right, but then they're going to know for next year also.
Only because next year it's not blown, not because you're blowing this year.
Well, you have to blow this year in order to know that next year you didn't blow. I think. Now I'm already confused myself. All right. Okay. And listen, on this one right now, I'm confused that I don't know pshat. Now you downgraded me. You downgraded me now. All right.
It sounds like in general this tekiah is just to tell you it's Yom Tov or it's Shabbos. But where I don't, this Bryce is to tell me I don't need to know here because it is already Yom Tov or it is already Shabbos.
Right.
So why would I blow? So now we need to find a new reason to blow. So the new reason to blow is there's still a chiluk between today and tomorrow.
Right.
That we need to find. And it has to be tas or not to be matir.
That's what we're saying, Maskonos at the bottom. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I hear. All right, I gotta go. I'm sorry. We got the
All
right, good to know, everybody. Thank you.
Actually, you're in Cleveland already?
Yeah. What's with you? We missed you.
Very nice.
Strong.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I graduated.
Mazel tov.
I am officially a master's degree.
MS, what's it called?
Mazel tov. Mazel tov. Good for you.
MSW.
MCSW?
No, that's in another.